Hello, I'm Second Lieutenant Eric Arnold with the 172nd Civil Engineering Squadron with Mississippi Air National Guard. This is the Innovative Readiness Training Mid-Planning Meeting Brief. This is an example for Camp Kamasa for this coming year, fiscal year 21. Here's our agenda. We'll start with introductions and sign-in. We'll give our IRT Project Overview, current fiscal year's construction objectives, the rotation schedule, manpower, bed down, services support, metrics tracking, lessons learned, a weekly telecon, and a conclusion. Next slide. IRT Project Overview. For this section, I'm going to provide an overview of the project. The historical legacy items, if it is a recurring project. Provide an update for any contractor support, if you have a contractor supporting your project. Provide an update on the logistics, the supplies that you'll have, your heavy equipment, fuel, any other consumables. And provide an update for services support. Some projects will cook 3 meals a day. Others will have it contracted on site. Next slide. Construction objectives. Identify your major milestones that you'd like to hit for each fiscal year. Walk through each milestone. Identify, assign, and discuss the objectives with the respective units. As an example, if you have a large building, you may have a Red Horse or some other highly experienced unit that would be able to accomplish these tasks. You have ponds, roads, or an airfield, you're going to have a large presence with the dirt boys or our horizontal crew. For vertical construction, you need a large structures present, etc. Next slide. Pre-rotation schedule. You want to walk through your overall unit rotation schedule and deconflict any issues. This is very important because each unit is going to want to try to dictate when they show up to your project. We're going to discuss any advon week and the expectations. If you need to set up tents or if you'll be staying in a local berthing. Discuss the expectations for the project kickoff event if you choose to have a kickoff event. Very important is to discuss your expectations for the DV day. Your DV day is going to be very important and it comes up on you fast. So you need to keep on top of it and be prepared. And then of course discuss your rear von expectations for taking down everything, reconstituting tents, tools, your heavy equipment, and preparing to end the project. Next slide. Here's an example of a rotation schedule. On the far left, we've got our dates. From start to finish, working in 2-week rotations, since these are typically in AT for each of these units. We identify our unit that's coming for each week. And then also, we try to nail down all of our personnel that are going to be there. Now, this is typically a very rough estimate. We don't expect to get actual numbers until boots are on the ground for each rotation. And sometimes you will have to make adjustments because people drop off for other training objectives throughout the year. Next slide. Manpower. We're going to finalize the units in manpower spreadsheet and also do it on the schedule as we did before. This also aids with working with your bed down and also identifying for services to be able to feed each of the units. This also identifies any gaps in the schedule. And then, very important, be flexible. Next slide. Bed down. Discuss the bed down operations. Again, this is very important. This usually gets skipped for each unit as they convey it to each of their members. I'm going to walk through the bed down area, if possible. Try to paint a picture. This is very important to get to our bathroom shower arrangements. Power Pro and HVAC have training opportunities because they are the ones that are going to maintain your bed down equipment. Your generators, your ECUs, your Alaskan tents, medium shelter, if being used. Discuss security at the bed down site. And the units are responsible to upkeep the site. So you need to set up a bathroom, showers, cleaning schedule, make sure that everyone is equipped and prepared for the services support. So when we're eating, when we're leaving for the site, for the work site, etc. Next slide. Services support. Have services brief the feeding schedule. Work with the community partner for the off-site feeding opportunities. Discuss any MWR events. It is very important for the services side for their training to conduct these events. Also, it's very important to convey the message for the civil engineering and the services respective work areas. We don't need the civil engineers inside the kitchen cooking, and we don't need the services out on our work site dictating how the project is being run. Next slide. Metrics. We typically designate a logistics NCO or deputy project manager to capture all the metrics. We typically, at least at a minimum, have a weekly report that goes out to the program office. Use a defined IRT template. Each program office may have a little bit different of a template, so it's very important to contact them and use a template that they have available. The metrics are for the IRT and the unit training manager. Very important for them to track all of their metrics. We, on the IRT side, track the metrics for the IRT program, and each unit is going to track their metrics for each individual. Very beneficial for the community impact statement. We put together all the information, hours, money saved, and deliver that to the community partner. We use it also for the awards, decorations, EPRs, OPRs. Go ahead and knock all of that out while you're at training. This also aids in an early after-action review development so that you're not waiting at the very end of the project to complete. In conclusion, these action items are typically continued from the initial planning meeting. You want to identify and track, respond to any outstanding actions. Make sure all documents, environmentals, cultural studies are complete. If they are not, reach out to the program office for support. Contracts. Heavy equipment, very important. Fuel, freezers, coolers, and shower shave trailers if they're needed. You also want to capture your work and any spending metrics. That's also very important to give to the community partner to aid in their work. That concludes the middle planning meeting brief. Thank you.